Hello, welcome back to Dragon Age Origins Awakening with me, Nidhi. Feel like it's going slowly towards the end. We are here where apparently so-called Mother Darkspawn should be, and we are here to end her.
Very well.
So let's see what we find when we enter this door. New quest, Crystals of the Empyrean. Area unlocked. Drake's Fall. Okay, what's that quest? Found a mysterious crystal in the winter ruins of Drake's Fall. It may have some use. Have I found crystals? Okay. But we have chests off to the sides, apparently. Ah, there's a crystal. Oh! Oh, it's that one! We had one of those for age. Oh no, that's a mild lure. It's just the same symbol. Ah, we were granted the one just by default then. Okay, let's take the fire arrows. Am I currently still equipped with arrows? Yes, let's save that up for the boss fights. Okay, so we have that. Can we? Can't go through there. That's a pretty nasty invisible wall. But yeah, we have Herlock Alphas, Genlocks, not a lot more around here. I'm more or less only interested in the emissaries, because then I would have to cast some nice spells. Okay, let's try stunning them by shooting the alpha. Did it work? I think I was interrupted. Ah well. Okay. There we go. And more stuff down here. Wraith Wall. Heretic Disciple. But that's probably not a... Is it a mage? I think not. Maybe it is. Oh, it looks very magey. Yeah, okay. Camera, come on. Yeah, Anders, you could deal with that if it's actually a mage. Ah, almost. There we go. And an armored ogre. I'll waste an arrow of slaying on him. It's actually not even wasted. That thing is massive in health. Well, not anymore. Okay, Genlock. Crystal on the ogre and the sapphire. The disciple has topaz. Okay, lots of gems. Flesh pots. Oh, and more crystals. Cool. We'll just loot them. Do we have to put them in the sockets? Will of the Unyielding. +3 willpower, 15 physical resistance. Ah, it's not the greatest.
As you say.
Yep, okay, we put the crystals just in these sockets. I think we have enough already. What's that? It's just something. Okay. This seems to be a dead end here, so we'll just explore that real quick. Another crystal. Will we find multiple of these circles, perhaps? And we have to fill them out all? Fill all of them out? I mean, we have this... Oh, Tower of Flame, Tower of Healing, Tower of Trauma, and Architect's Pyre. Okay, Architect. Something with Architect. They're also fighting, so maybe the Architect has his hands in something here. Let's use a Scatter Shot. Okay, Anders. Deal with this Let's see. This disciple.
No glory in blood.
Did it work? I think that's not a mage one.
Watch out.
Ah. Anyways, the Tewinters. Okay, okay. So are we now also involving the Tewinters in this? Like, are they responsible for the Darkspawn? I think we heard already that some mages were responsible for the Darkspawn because they became greedy and then they transformed into Darkspawn, something like that. Not sure on it anymore, but yes, if that's the case, then maybe the Tewinter Imperium was the ones with the mages. That would make sense that they, the Darkspawn were hiding in Tewinter stuff. But yes, I have to loot everything. They could have crystals. The disciple had one, or disciple. Never sure about the pronunciation of that. I like disciple more personally, but I think it's disciple, sadly. Saving the game. What will we encounter? First boss fight? Oh, Mr. Architect.
And so we meet again.
He looks a bit
No, Uther.
magey.
That is not how this must begin. I owe you an apology, Commander. When last we met, I intended to explain myself. Fate, however, intervened.
Alright, then explain yourself now.
I restrained you, only to prevent the misunderstanding that occurred with the rest of your order.
Misunderstanding? Is that what you call it?
I sent the Withered to ask for the Grey Warden's help. I should have anticipated that you might view our approach as an attack. I am rarely able to judge how your kind will react. It was most unfortunate.
Well... unfortunate, you took those men and bled them dry.
The Grey Wardens that were brought to me were already dead. I took their blood just as I took yours, because I had little choice. Things have not gone as I planned. I only ask that you hear me out. Should you still wish to slay me afterwards, you may try.
Alright, I guess we can talk.
My kind has ever been driven to seek out the old gods. This is our nature. When we find one, a blight is begun. Each time we attack your surface lands and you fight back until we are defeated. To break the cycle, my brethren must be freed of their compulsion. For that, I need Grey Warden blood.
So you're doing something like the counter Grey Warden, where you have an anti-joining where they drink Grey Warden blood, or what? How would you free the Darkspawn?
In order to become what you are, you drink the blood of my kind. To transform. Similarly, we must transform. I have created a version of your joining that uses the blood
that's what
of
I
Grey
thought.
Wardens. You take the taint into yourself. What we take is your resistance. That is how my brethren are freed. In your blood lies the key to their immunity against the call of the old gods.
I like my blood where it is, in my veins.
Is that a crash? Or just Okay, weird hanger. Okay, like my bloodware is in my veins. So I guess we missed a voice line somehow. Yeah, some seem intelligent, others are insane. That's probably like the joining where you either die or you're okay. How do the Darkspawn change afterwards?
Once they are freed, the Darkspawn think for themselves. They speak, they act. Some, however, have reacted poorly. They are flawed and they rage against me. The Mother gathers them to stop me, as she seeks to stop you. I cannot defeat the Mother alone, and I cannot free the Darkspawn unless she is defeated. Our goals are the same.
Kill this creature now, lest it makes things worse than they already are. Do what is right, and do not waver.
Darkspawn or no, he has a good point. Do we really want to keep killing each other forever?
Help me kill the Mother, and after it is done, I will leave to continue my work.
Okay, that's we have to talk more before I can make a decision. What is this Mother exactly?
My most flawed creation.
Oh, you created her?
Freedom drove her mad, and she has poisoned the minds of the others. She has influence with the ones who have not been freed, and she gathers them as an army. I do not seek to rule, my brethren. I only seek to release them from their chains.
Okay. And how did you become freed?
I was born as I am, an outsider amongst my kind. Why? I do not know. Why do some of your kind become Grey Wardens? Why do some possess magic? I have no answers.
Okay, but what if the other Darkspawn don't want to be free?
And how would they know
Well.
the choice has been deprived of them?
Yes, exactly,
Without
okay.
choice, there is only one path before them, and that leads to the Blight. I believe there is another way.
You're ambitious, I give you that. Stealing blood from Wardens is perverse, though, at least the way you do it.
Different from your order's use of Darkspawn blood. We both do what we must in response to the Blight. The first blood came from Uther, freely given. She was a Grey Warden, as you are, and joined us many years ago.
Well, it's a tough choice. Actually, I like the idea of trying to not go down the route of fighting and killing each other, but on the other hand, this probably gets out of hand very quickly when there are intelligent Darkspawn everywhere and they, well, probably don't say, ah, well, nice, now we just live alongside humans. So I think we won't help him, actually.
But we could have stopped this cycle of blights and old gods.
How very unfortunate. But I cannot blame you. You are as bound to your nature as we are to ours. I am sorry, Uther. It appears that I will not be able to keep my promise after all.
Well, that's an interesting
You will
choice.
have to forgive me, Commander, for fighting to preserve my destiny.
He's very, very different to the other Darkspawn. So I wonder what happens if you actually side with him. Let's see, we have to fight him and her, right? Anders, he probably is a mage, so could you do some anti-mage stuff? And we will work on Uther in the meantime. Okay, that was a lot of damage. The Architect didn't take a lot of damage though. Okay, that one is down. Camera, can I not swap it? Camera, damn it. Spell immunity. Okay. I'm on a spell immunity field, probably. Let's use an arrow of slaying. He's resisting everything and I'm resisting everything, or what? Or was it justice? Alright. Well, Architect. Terribly sorry it came to that, but... yeah, actually I don't know. Perhaps I should have sided with him. The belt of the Architect, the robes of the Architect. Let's see, that's something for Anders possibly. So the belt of the Architect, willpower and spell power. Versus 2 to all attributes and a lot of dodge chance. Let's keep the one we have. And the robes. Mana regeneration, spell resistance, armor and stamina. Nah, that's not too great. It's not offensive at least. Well, here we have more sockets. Let's put in some crystals if I have any more. I don't have. Need one more. Here we go. One more socket.
As you say.
Or crystal. For the socket. And Utha, what did you drop? Dodge, Dodger. Strength, Dexterity. That's quite okay, but we don't have... although for Justice... 2 strength, 2 dexterity and 4 attack. 4 attack, that's not bad. I think I'll stay on the one we currently have. So another crystal. I'll have to read up what happens when we actually fight, not fight, join the Architect. It was always clear to me that we probably would kill both of them because they're darkspawn, and he abducted us and, well, imprisoned us. That wasn't terribly nice. So his vestments of Orthemiel, 6 magic. Yeah, we can take it, but it's not better than what he has. Yeah, so he abducted us in the Silverite mines and he did not talk, so that's, well, it's not a way to treat us. How did that one?
Very well.
Greenstone, not a crystal. Okay, greenstone. Any more ambushes? Oh, an armored ogre. Let's shoot that thing. Yeah, I thought they might try something like this. Loud sounds again, as always. Alright. I probably should tell Justice to drink stamina potions every now and then. Because if he has stamina, he can use this tanking ability, right? Flesh pod, crystal. We lost anything? No. No missed loot. Let's just kill these grubs. Also, I mean, the mother was actually freed. And look what she has become and does. So, in that regard, I think if the Darkspawn are freed, as I said, their nature is to, well, probably wage war against the humans, and therefore It's not going to be well if they are freed.
We have done well.
I mean, the architect himself actually probably was an okay dude, although he did not understand proper etiquette. But ultimately, if all Darkspawn are free, that's not going to bode well. That's how well this is done. I'm seeking excuses for my decision. Oh, there's Disciple. Anders, could you nuke that guy? That would be nice. Okay, and that guy is down. I don't have an AoE, do I? Nope. Well, actually we do, but let's see how much damage that does. I just think Justice takes a lot more damage from that than the other tanks ever did with magic. Alistair never took that much damage. Perhaps it's also just because Anders is not that well built. Justice. Demonic Ichor. I don't think I need any of that stuff actually. Crystal and Axe we don't need. Have we found 4 crystals? 3 and 4. Yes, we found 4 of them. So that has activated. Now we have a 1 here, so I'm guessing we can use one of each of these skills, but we can't use the Architect's Pyre. We could have probably used that if we sided with the Architect. But yes. Let's go through to the nest. I'm assuming that's the last boss. It's just a boss room, probably. Let's save just real quick and go in here. And that looks... yeah, there she is. There she is. Any speech or just killing? Speech, or at least a cutscene.
If it isn't the hero of the hour, the slayer of the mighty father, come to claim a reward. Oh, what a delicious day.
They just get bigger and uglier, don't they?
This is the mother, surely. A disgusting thing of evil and hate.
What is that?
Has the Grey Warden come now to slay the mother too? Will she join the father in oblivion?
You're very perceptive now, Dai. Who is this father? Ah, yeah, we never saw her. Who is this father?
He called himself Architect, but that did not change what he was. He said he wanted to free us, but all he brought us was silence. Dreadful silence. But now the father is gone. The mother can take her children deep into the earth and care for them, safe and sound.
No, I don't think so. What a beautiful thought. Until the next time you send them to attack us again.
The mother knows your ways. You will not let her be, no, not after what she's done. So it must end. It all must come crashing down! Perhaps we will hear the song again when we die. Oh, let it come. Let it come.
Okay. Ah, oh. Okay. What do we do here? Well, first things first, we'll equip some nice fire arrows and... Ice arrows, yes. Let's do that. Scream, stunned or disoriented for 5 seconds. So I'm guessing the whole party is disoriented or something. Or just a couple of us. Okay. Anders, come back. What I want to do here is actually... Anders, do you use spell? Spell might, yes. Okay. I want to use the Storm of the Century. So we have used that once as well, whilst the others just start chipping away at her. And Nathaniel, you can attack the tentacle, I guess. You'll deal with the tentacles and... Okay, so the first storm hit. There we go. And the second storm... Okay, Storm of the Century landed. Apart from that, let's just attack. Nathaniel, what are you doing? Also, greater health potion for Justice.
Don't give them the advantage.
Okay, can we shoot? No effect, no effect. Oh, is that the storm? I think Justice might be just immune to the storm, to spells. Also, these tentacles don't deal a lot of damage. I was wondering if I should move away from here, but seems to be fine for now. Let's get another rain of arrows. Well, the first rain of arrows on the Mother. Oh, Nathaniel is actually almost dead. How did that come? Drink a potion. Also, I probably should get one as well, just a regular one. I think the problem with the tentacles is the interrupt they seem to be doing. Who needs health? Justice could use... Oh yeah, we now have these abilities, I forgot. They rotated around. Let's get a potent health potion on Justice. And let's see if we can use these. Well, we have a Power of Healing or Tower of Healing. Let's see if we can... How do we use them? Special abilities indicated by a new icon. To use an ability, left click on the appropriate icon. Okay. Oh, I just used them. Oh. Okay. Well, she's almost dead. I accidentally just used everything. Tower of Trauma. Stunning all creatures in the area. That could be good for tentacles. So they are stunned. I'm also kind of not able to go away from them. Okay, now they are also summoning grubs. Let's kill her real quick. Then deal with the grubs. Okay. Ouch. Good thing we had this short sword handy. Wonder where we had that. Stuck in the belt or something. But yes, the grubs are still there. They're wondering, Mother? Mother! Alright, after the death of both the Architect and the Mother, nearly all the remaining Darkspawn fled back into the deep roads. The raids on Amaranthine came to an abrupt end. Do I have to click or... Yes, although some of the architect's disciples likely escaped into deep roads with the rest of their brethren, they have, so far, shown no inclination towards vengeance against the Grey Wardens who killed their savior. Yet the deep roads remain plagued by the Darkspawn, and it seems certain that in time another Blight will begin. The danger may have passed for now, but the cycle of the old gods continues. Word of the Grey Warden's heroic salvation of Amaranthine spread like wildfire. When the magnitude of the losses at Vigil's Keep came to light, sympathy drove generous donations from all over Ferelden into the region's coffers. Amaranthine was restored to her former glory within a year, Vigil's Keep in 5. Because of the Warden's support for law and order in Amaranthine, Constable Aiden and his men were able to distribute the smuggler's goods to the battered survivors in the grueling days that followed the Darkspawn defeat. The Darkspawn messenger, set free after joining the Wardens in the Battle of Amaranthine, struck out on his own. The city soon buzzed with stories of a cloaked but lisping figure who aided travelers in danger. Oh, so they can be a force for good, actually. Maybe we should have aided the architect then. At the same time, reports of isolated cases of the Darkspawn disease emerged, no one connected the two. Ah, so he is helping, but he's also spreading disease. Ah, nasty, nasty. Although the war devastated many farms in the Arling, all agreed the loss would have been greater without soldiers for protection. The farm holders developed a certain reverence for the Warden Commander, as well as an ongoing reliance on the Grey Wardens for order and protection. Dirk, one of the pranksters behind the Blight Orphans scam, was it was a scam, yes, was fortunate enough to survive the Battle of Amaranthine. The unconditional generosity of the Blight Orphans' mysterious benefactor inspired him to establish a legitimate charity dedicated to children orphaned in this attack. His sweetheart Menace eventually bore him 2 rascals. Vigil's Keep stood alone against a horde of Darkspawn. The Mother's forces outnumbered the Vigil's defenders many times over. But the sturdy dwarven walls proved impervious to any boulder an ogre could throw. The Vigil soldiers, clad in silverite each, felled a dozen Darkspawn before they died. The Vigil held 1 night, then 2, then a week, and eventually the attacking horde broke upon her walls. The keep developed an almost mythic reputation, the few survivors immortalized in song and legend. Okay, so I said they would hold. And they did. Peace allowed the Wardens to replenish their numbers. Soon, Vigil's Keep bore a capable army with Wardens at its core. From their ranks emerged new heroes to challenge threats to Amaranthine and all of Ferelden. Through taxes and levies, the Vigil was rebuilt. Years later, Waldric Glavnak stood on the battlements and pronounced that the defenses were acceptable. Ooh, he said they were acceptable. That's high praise. He would never speak more highly of any human engineering. Dark whispers of conspiracy against the Wardens fell silent after a rush of accidents and disappearances culminated in the apparent suicide of Ban Esmerel. The nobles of Amaranthine remained dutiful. Some even suggest they were cowed into submission. I don't know why that would be. Did the Black Wolf or Dark Wolf, what was it called? Did he hunt down any conspirators? Among the many legends that the Vigil spawned was one of the great heroes of the next age, a sheep herder turned soldier by the name of Sir Alec the Valiant, who eventually founded an order of knights that lasted 1,000 years. Okay, so that's the guy we could have killed, but we said, well, you know, you just wanted to provide for your family, so you become a soldier. So he founded an order that actually was quite successful. The commander's blade, Vigilance, crafted from the bones of an ancient dragon, was boldly stolen by Antivan crows. The blade changed hands many times thereafter, with some master swordsmen pursuing the weapon their entire lives. Some claim that this legendary blade has had a life of its own and that its power is steadily growing. Dwerking Glavenak further refined his lyrium sand explosives, but left the Warden's employ after Qunari mercenaries tried to assassinate him. Although the Dwarven bombardier took his secrets with him, the learned say he left clues for others to follow in his footsteps. The learned as in people who were learned. The Witcher's soldiers, wearing the distinctive silverite armor that Master Wade crafted, came to be known as the Silver Order. Under the tutelage of Wardens, the Silver Order developed into one of Ferelden's most revered military forces, a lasting memory of the Witcher's famous commander. With Volena and the Architect gone from the region, Volena left. Okay. The Pilgrim's Path began to see traffic again. The massacre of... no, just the wood, but doesn't mean she's gone. Pilgrim's Path began to see traffic again. The massacre of the militiamen and the merchants, however, led to hostilities between the neighboring human settlements and any Dalish clans that passed by. One human villager soon kidnapped and murdered a Dalish child. Bad human. The clans reacted by giving the vending wood a wide berth, but both sides know that at some point the elves will return for revenge. A few years after Kal Hirol was emptied of Darkspawn, Orzammar began sending expeditions to rediscover the knowledge of smithing that had been lost within that Thaig. Eventually, House Helmi decided that Kal Hirol was too important to be abandoned. At a tremendous cost of dwarven lives, they cleared the tunnels leading to Kal Hirol of Old Darkspawn, making the road between Orzammar and the fortress safe again. Kal Hirol was reclaimed for Orzammar once and for all. As promised, Waldric and Dworkin presented Orzammar's Shaperate with the stone marker that told of how Kal Hirol's Kestlers have taken up arms against the Darkspawn. The commander of the Grey of the Grey was invited to Orzammar as a guest of honor at the feast commemorating the defenders of Kal Hirol. The Shaper read the names of the Kestlers of the marker, then presided over a ceremony to return them to the stone, as befitted warriors of their stature. In time, the Arling began to forget tales of apparitions in the Black Marsh, and ever so slowly settlers drifted into the region. Scholars said the veil was still thin and thus the area still dangerous, but the people only cared that there were no longer frightened whispers in the shadows. The village was slowly rebuilt. Twice the Baroness's mansion was rebuilt and occupied, once by a wealthy merchant and another time by an Orlesian mage. Both died mysteriously. Afterwards, the mansion was torn down completely and the site left untouched. Anders remained with the Grey Wardens a few years longer, training the Order's next generation of mages. But when the Circle Tower called on him to deliver a lecture on the nature of the architecture, much to the Templars' dismay, Anders told the commander of the Grey that his time with the Wardens was over. Oh? Now that Anders was no longer a Warden, well, you're always a Warden, in blood at least, the Templars declared him apostate and began the search. The closest they came to finding him was a rumor that he joined the crew of a merchant ship with a certain female captain. Okay. When the walls of Vigil's Keep were breached, the surviving defenders watched in horror as a section of stone collapsed upon Volena. When the rubble was later cleared, however, there was no body. Volena was just gone. Okay, so she used her nature magic to flee, perhaps? Over the next years, Nathaniel dedicated himself to the Order and to clearing the blemishes on his family's name. After saving Tern Fergus Coastland from a bandit attack, a portion of Amaranthine was returned to the house. Nathaniel passed the holding to Delilah's son, and when a new castle was eventually built there, a statue of Nathaniel was erected in the courtyard. Once the Darkspawn threat was ended, justice left the Grey Wardens to pursue other injustices. Years later, he appeared on the doorstep of Kristoff's widow, and, smiling, simply dropped dead. Aura finally had a body to mourn. If the spirit itself remains alive, it has not shown itself. Ah, yes. She said she could wait for the body to bury, and he brought the body back, apparently. It was Sigrun who led the charge against the Darkspawn when Vigil's Keep was attacked. Once again, she had an army behind her, and once again, they fought Darkspawn with no hope of survival. This time, Sigrun did not flee. As for the savior of Ferelden, he did not remain as commander of the Grey Warden for long. The Darkspawn were no longer a real concern, the Blight well and truly over. It was time for him to move on. I thought you would always be Grey Warden commander if you were appointed as such. Well, perhaps not commander, but yeah. Some claimed the commander went to Antiva, chasing after the assassin Severin. One rumor suggested the pair engaged in a terrible showdown in the Antivan capital, and others say they took over the Crows. Perhaps they adventured together still. Why? I was on good terms with Severin. Why would you have a showdown? But yes, that's that. Awakening. Yeah, that was a bit longer than the Witch Hunt DLC, and probably also quite a bit longer than the other DLCs that are still to come. But yes, also can we make that faster? Just wanted to make it faster, not click it away. Well. Credits, Awakening. Can we make it faster? Just wanted to make it a bit faster, but yeah, apparently we can't. Yes, so that was Dragon Age Awakening, as I see here. It's not Dragon Age Origins Awakening, it's Dragon Age Awakening. Now I see that after all this time. But yes, next time we will start with the Darkspawn Chronicles, probably. And then we have Liliana's Song and the Golems of Amgarak. So I'm expecting and or hoping that these are in the region of the Witch Hunt DLC with, I don't know, 2 to 4 hours playtime. That would be great. Hope they do not add up to Dragon Age Awakening levels, because I do want to move on to other projects soon. Anyways, thanks a lot for watching. Hope you've enjoyed. Hope you will forgive me for not showing the entire credits of Dragon Age Origins or Dragon Age Awakening. Perhaps a couple thoughts on Dragon Age Awakening. Yeah, it was good. Better paced than the main game, I thought. The areas per se were a bit more linear, so it was harder to have to run back and forth. Yes, I thought it was a nice DLC. So with that said, see you next time when we start the next DLC. Have a great day and bye.